A question then related to that. You've got a huge passion here, sustainability, and clearly, an insurmountable amount of knowledge. I guess two questions. One for people listening who may not be in a marketing role or in some other role, a commercial role, or a maybe even not. How, in the "What I Wish I Knew" piece and the reflection of that, how do people get to the kind of access point that you are now? Because it's such an important aspect of where we go in the future. So how would you say to people, hey, just think about? And the second question, and it's probably a bigger one, when you're with brand owners, you've got this massive energy here. How do you influence something and somebody that you don't necessarily have authority for?
You talked about passion. I think passion is the most important thing. Not knowledge, not hard work, nothing else. The passion is the important. People buy passion. Clients buy passion. They know that if you're passionate about doing something, you'll find the expertise you need to do it. You'll do the hard work. It's the first thing that comes, is the passion. And so if you go in there sort of going through the numbers, as it were, you'll never get anywhere with a client. And I think that passion also brings people together who are like-minded. And coming back to Bill Moggridge, he had a huge passion for design, and he was right at the pivotal point of Silicon Valley and that whole world. He designed the first laptop. IDEO designed the first ever mouse, because he was fascinated by user interface design, and that passion just tumbled out, and people got attracted towards him because they shared the passion. And I found, actually, with us going off and doing our creds around what we're doing, is that you end up in meetings just having a really great conversation with someone, and you're no longer pitching to a client or would-be client. You're talking to a mate who shares the same passions, and you end up collaborating rather than working for them. That's my hope, anyway, and that certainly seems to be the way going forward. And it's often interesting when you go to a lot of these seminars and things, when they're talking about you need to find a point of difference, and then you won't ever have to compete for work. It's almost impossible to find a point of difference. I think it's incredibly difficult, because my analogy is, if you're going into the pub to buy a pint of beer, you want a pint of beer. You don't want a pint of beer with tequila in it. You want a pint of beer. You might sell a few beers with tequila, but not many. So being specialist in that sense doesn't really get you in there. You've got to be offering beer. But if you offer beer that's made in the most passionate way possible, then you'll win that customer over, because they'll know that you'll do it in the best way possible. It's infectious. So I'm glad that I found something I can be passionate about. And I suppose lesson learned, I think, for me, was at the beginning, I didn't know what I was passionate about. I knew there were things that I was good at and things that I would get involved in, but I didn't know how they came together.